Okay, let's start. Just give me a minute, okay? Please confirm whether the voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
So let's start. Welcome to the CSAT RC session, first of all. Now, see, after this session, इस session के बाद particularly, I'll be like using mix both of English as well as Hindi. इस सेशन के बाद particularly बहुत सारी अच्छी चीज़ें होगी तुम्हारे साथ और बहुत सारी नई चीज़ें होगी तुम्हारे साथ, क्योंकि जब मैं इनिशियली CSAT के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहा था, I used to fear a lot about CSAT, okay? क्योंकि 2022 में 1 मार्क्स मेरा CSAT रह गया था, ओके? देन 2023 यू ऑल नो व्हाट हैज़ हैपेंड, ओके? तो उसके बाद CSAT के लिए अलग से स्ट्रैटेजी बना के विदाउट एनी हेल्प कैसे इसको टैकल किया जा सकता है, इसके लिए अलग से स्ट्रैटेजी बनाई थी मैंने। और उसमें सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट जो अंक था उस स्ट्रैटेजी का, वो था RC, रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन, बिकॉज when I analyzed my previous year papers, I found that I was making a lot of mistakes in the RCs. Numericals were always in that range only, okay? But RCs were something a deciding factor. तो इस चीज को अगर हमें ओवरकम करना है तो उसके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हम RC पे होल्ड लेके आए, करेक्ट? अब जो लोग कन्वेंट स्कूल से है, इंग्लिश मीडियम से पढ़े हुए हैं, उनके लिए RC बड़ा इशू नहीं है। बट जो बच्चे, जैसे मैं मराठी स्कूल से पढ़ा हूँ, कुछ बच्चे हिंदी स्कूल से पढ़े हैं, उनके लिए थोड़ा नहीं बहुत बड़ा इशू है RC का, कि अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट लैंग्वेज, इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर देम एंड व्हेन द ऑप्शंस आर वेरी क्लोज। तो ऐसे सिचुएशन में क्या करना है, इसके लिए मैंने एक अच्छी सी स्ट्रेटेजी डेवलप की है। आई हैव वर्कड ड्यूरिंग माय 2024 अटेम्प्ट a lot on this, so those insights I'm going to share with you. These are not 100% like what you can say foolproof, but yes, this will help you. बट इससे मैं तुम्हें एक चीज अश्योर कर सकता हूँ, अभी मुझे CSAT से डर नहीं लगता, क्योंकि ये मैंने अब टेक ओवर कर लिया है CSAT के ऊपर, ठीक है? क्योंकि मुझे पता है RC में आउट ऑफ 25 और 27 क्वेश्चन आई एम गोइंग टू हैव दैट मोर देन 90% एक्यूरेसी, ओके? सो नियर 100 एक्यूरेसी कैसे लानी है वो भी मैं आज डिस्कस करूंगा इस सेशन के थ्रू। लेट्स बिगिन। आज के सेशन का एजेंडा क्या रहेगा? 2012 से लेकर 2025 का एनालिसिस देखेंगे हम, वेरी फास्ट, वेरी ब्रीफ, ओके? स्ट्रेटेजी एंड द रियल टाइम हैंडलिंग ऑफ अजम्पशन बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, जिससे सबसे ज्यादा डर लगता है सबको। एम आई राइट?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
करेक्ट? नाउ यू सी कंक्लूजन टू कंक्लूजन, ये भी होता है
Yes, sir.
50-50 क्वेश्चंस, राइट?
Yes, sir.
ऐसे most of the questions you will stuck here, right? Now learnings and Q&A, then way ahead for CSAT preparation in the last month, last 30 days, okay? Now see, this is the PYQ analysis and pattern evolution of the CSAT paper. See, the first evolution was 2012 to 2014, लंबे पैसेजेस होते थे, 3 से 5 क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन एज इट इज पैसेज से उठा के पूछते थे, सो दोज वेर इजी। फेज 2 आया 15 से 20 का, ये एक ट्रांजिशन फेज था, यहाँ पे पैसेजेस शॉर्टर हो गए, 150 to 250 वर्ड्स with 1 or 2 question, mostly 2 questions per passage. Now focus shifted to inferences and corollaries, ठीक है? कि पैसेज क्या इंफर कर रहा है, क्या corollaries है। We are going to see the types of the questions. Now third phase is 21 and 25, the micro passage है। यहाँ पे क्या होने लगा, बहुत शॉर्ट 80 to 120 वर्ड्स का एक पैसेज दे रहे हैं और उसके ऊपर एक ही क्वेश्चन, सो दैट यूज टू कंज्यूम आवर टाइम, क्योंकि अगर वहां पे फंस गए और वहां पे टाइम वेस्ट किया तो कहीं और तुम्हारा टाइम गया, इजी क्वेश्चंस यू आर मिसिंग आउट। तो ये थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट फेज आ गया है, क्योंकि सम ऑफ द पैसेजेस आर easy, but at the same time what they did, passages are dense. One question per passage, pure logical deduction, no factual, nothing. जैसे कि assumption based question, पैसेज के ऊपर ही क्वेश्चन होगा, but the thing is it is not completely solvable by the reading passage alone. You have to assume something, correct? तो ऐसे क्वेश्चन अब बनने लगे हैं और इनका परसेंटेज बहुत ज्यादा है, विल सी दैट। ना कौन से कॉमन क्वेश्चन टाइप्स है, कीवर्ड्स है, मेथड, मोस्ट ऑफ यू नो इट स्टिल। सबसे ज्यादा जो क्वेश्चंस आते हैं ये आते हैं क्रक्स एंड सेंट्रल मैसेज, इसमें हम ज्यादातर फंसते हैं 50-50 में। अजम्पशन तो समझ में ही नहीं आता कि कहना क्या चाह रहे हो, करेक्ट, समझ में ही नहीं आता कि कहना क्या चाहते हो। हम एक समझते हैं और एग्जाम में कुछ और समझ रहा है, करेक्ट, ये बहुत बार होगा। तो अजम्पशन इज द बिगेस्ट इशू। इन्फरेंस कोरोलरी सेम परसेंटेज, बट यस हियर अगेन इट इज 50-50 वाला इशू। Practical implication, I don't know, but many of the people are making very large mistakes here. Although it is very easy, but I don't know why the people are making so many mistakes. Now moving to the next, this will come later. What is crux, what is central message, what is assumption, what is inference corollary, what is practical implication. Okay, now कुछ probability है assumption question में, वो भी हम सबसे लास्ट में आएंगे, इसके ऊपर देखते हैं। हाउ टू फाइंड द क्लोजेस्ट ऑप्शन, ये भी हम क्वेश्चन देखने के बाद देख लेंगे। ओके, let's start with the assumption based questions. The nature of the class would be, I'll take up the question, all right, I'll tell you what to do. Question and the answer session will be later. If you want if you do not understand anything, अगर कुछ समझ में नहीं भी आ रहा है, you can just raise your hand. Okay, ठीक है। Then now this question, what is the way to handle the RCs? The first step, read the question. Don't directly start reading the passage. Read the question along with options. Then, second stage, try to eliminate. Okay, or choose the probable right option. Choose the probable correct option. I'll show you how to do it. 3. In the third step, you have to read the passage. Okay. 4. Come back to question again and find the answer. अभी हम प्रैक्टिस करेंगे इन दिस सेशन, कैसे करना है मैं बता रहा हूँ। See, this is my way, your way can be different. So I'm just sharing how I used to do it. Now, reading the first question. Which one of the following statement best implies the most rational assumption that can be made from the passage? Let's read it fast. We are likely to spend more money on cure than prevention. Possible? It is the job of the government to solve our environment and public health problems. Okay, job of the government. Possible? Health can be protected even if environmental problems go on unattended. Something is wrong here. It is going against the logic. Correct? Loss of traditional lifestyle and the influence of Western values led to some of the unhealthy ways of living. I don't know. This I eliminated straight away. Why? Because this is going against the logic. Health can be protected even if environmental problems go on unattended. किसी भी केस में ये पॉसिबल नहीं है. Even if you read the passage, we'll come to know. Now, which are the options like possible are there? Now we are going to read the passage. Environmental problems cause health problems. Substantial changes in lifestyle can reduce environmental or health problems. Okay. Environmental problems cause health problems. ये चला गया. Agree? Option C goes in the first line itself. Substantial changes in lifestyle can reduce environmental or health problems, but this idea appears almost impossible to adopt. With environmental problems, individual efforts can be perceived as having a negligible effect and therefore lead to inertia. With health, on the other hand, individual choices can make the difference between life and death, literally. And it barring a few, there seems to be the same collective lethargy towards making their choices. Okay. Now, according to me, see, I'm going to see the options again. We are likely to spend more money on the cure than prevention. The passage is trying to convey the same. Okay. It is the job of the government. Anything, anywhere government is mentioned here, what they're mentioning? Individual efforts, collective lethargy. Anywhere in the passage, government is mentioned? No? Wrong. Loss of traditional lifestyle and the influence of Western values. Anywhere in the passage, have we talked about the Western values? Do you find it? Yes. Do you find it? No? What is the option remaining? A. Now, ask any doubt in this question. Any doubt? Let's move to the second question now. Okay. Now, see how I'm going to handle this. Assumptions. Correct. Collection, processing, and segregation of municipal waste should be with government agencies. I don't know. Resource recovery and recycling require technological inputs that can be best handled by private sector enterprises. Okay, both statements looking to be fine. There is no extreme word which I can eliminate. Now, going back to the passage. Now, whenever you are reading the passage, try to read it by eyes, not by mouth, and not by pen. Okay. Now, if I'm reading by eyes, I'll read it very fast. In India, the segregation of municipal waste at source is rare. Recycling is mostly with the informal sector. More than three-fourths of the municipal budget goes into collection and transportation, which leaves very little for processing, resource recovery, and disposal. Where does waste to energy fit into all this? Ideally, it fits in the chain after segregation between waste and the rest. Collection, recycling, and before getting to the landfill. Which technology is most appropriate in converting waste to energy depends on what is the waste that is biodegradable versus non-biodegradable component and its calorific value. The biodegradable component of India's municipal solid waste is little over 50%, and biomethanation offers a major solution for processing this. What do I understand by this now? Let's go back to the question. Collection, processing, and segregation of the municipal waste should be with the government agencies. Now, here, recycling is mostly with the informal sector. Segregation of municipal waste at the source is rare. More than three-fourths of the municipal budget, that means government is handling, correct, processing and the segregation of the municipal waste, because the municipal budget they are talking about goes into collection and transportation. Collection, correct, which leaves very little for the processing, resource recovery, and disposal. Processing, okay, segregation. They have talked to the segregation. Okay, and here it is municipal means government only. Should be with the government agencies. This is the assumption they have made. This is not the suggestion they are giving. Try to understand this. Okay. Now, resource recovery and recycling require technological inputs that can be best handled by private. Anywhere there is like mention of private or they have assumed the private sector here. Anywhere, do you think what they are saying? Resource recovery and recycling require technological inputs that can be best handled. They're assuming that private sector can only handle the technological inputs very well. They are good at technology, but this is not always true. Even the government sector is contributing. So this assumption and it is not matching at all with the passage. No private sector is mentioned here in the oral passage. Also, the assumption that private sector only as the technological province. This is wrong. This statement goes wrong. This is right according to me. I'll mark this one. Okay, this question is done. Now, moving to the next question. Assumptions.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, in this question, if they have given that it should be with the government agencies, so they are giving suggestion or it is assumption?
See, they are asking us the assumption. This should not be forgot. Okay. अगर उन्होंने सजेशन बोला होता तो ये गलत होता.
तो लेकिन टोन जो दिया हुआ है इसमें कलेक्शन प्रोसेसिंग एंड सेग्रीगेशन ऑफ म्युनिसिपल वेस्ट शुड बी विद गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज, तो ये तो सजेस्टिव टोन है ना.
सजेशन टोन है बट पूछा उन्होंने assumption है, वही तो मैंने बताया.
तो फिर वो फिट
ये
नहीं
उन्होंने
हो रहा
assume किया है, मतलब उन्होंने assume किया है बट वो टोन है सजेशन वाला, बट दिस इज द assumption. What they are asking, following assumption and which of the assumptions are correct. अब ये जरूर है कि दोनों के दोनों assumption है, क्योंकि क्या बोल रहा है, the following assumptions are made. समझ गए? वो तो ये तो नहीं बोल रहे कि suggestions are made. Now we cannot doubt whether it is assumption or suggestion. You got it? Yes, Sumitra.
सर ये पहला स्टेटमेंट जो है ये शुड बी वाला वो मेरे को भी लगा, और दूसरा आप जैसा बोले गवर्नमेंट की वही में कहीं भी चर्चा नहीं हुई है तो उसको यूज करना नहीं करना, तो जंक्शन में ऐसा कुछ भी आएगा तो यूज हो जाएगा ऐसा.
जैसे मैं समझ नहीं पाया क्वेश्चन.
सर जैसे अभी आप बोले थे ना कि कोई भी ऐसा वर्ड मिल रहा है जो कि उसमें एक भी बार यूज ही नहीं हुआ है पैसेज पे, तो ये
अब
जंक्शन में
देखो
ऐसा कोई वर्ड
गवर्नमेंट
आएगा
इज
तो
नॉट,
वो चलेगा.
नहीं देखो अभी यहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट का डायरेक्ट मेंशन नहीं है, बट यू नो म्युनिसिपल बजट, हु हैंडल्स द म्युनिसिपल बजट? Municipality is part of government only.
But sir, here they have given government agencies. So
Yes, municipality is one of the agencies only. Even the private agencies who are working with the government, they are also considered part of government only. Correct? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Let's see further questions. Then we'll come back to this again. Don't worry. Now assumptions have been made. The first two passages I have taken very tricky one. Now see this question. Organic farming is inherently unsafe for both farmers and consumers. What is your general logic about organic farming says? Is it right? Yes, Ashutosh?
No, sir.
What
No,
do you
sir.
think? According to your general
No,
knowledge,
sir.
this is wrong. Okay. Now, farmers and consumers need to be educated about eco-friendly growth. It is balanced.
yes, sir.
Okay. Let's mark it as right. Now see, don't mark the answer. The probable answer is B only. The probable answer, not the final answer. You have to read the passage before you mark the answer. The confusion is here. There is a claim that, see, read the passage. I'll give 1 minute, read the passage. And read with your eyes. I hope you have read the passage. Now see, anywhere in the passage, is it mentioned that it is inherently unsafe? Anyone?
No, sir.
So this
No,
is
sir.
wrong for sure. Now,
Yes, sir.
farmers and consumers need to be educated. Whether this is mentioned somewhere in the passage, This we are considering the assumption. Remember this. Now, read this line.
The last line also denotes that can be the answer.
Correct? These two lines tells us that this statement is right. Because farmers presently not have the awareness. Okay? So they should be aware and need to be bold, a balanced PA. Now, without
Sixth line
reading the
also,
passage,
sir.
correct? So this is one way to save your time. Okay. Secondly, let's go to this question. Read the question and tell me which statement can be eliminated. Based on your general knowledge, we are not at all reading the passage.
First one.
First one can be eliminated. Okay. Yes, other people also please respond.
So 3 and 4 might be correct.
3 and 4 might be correct. Let's consider
And
them as
second
correct.
can also be correct.
Second can also be correct. Okay. Now let's see how it goes. To implement the sustainable development goals and to achieve zero hunger goal, monoculture agriculture practices are inevitable. Okay. Now this seems to be incorrect. We know the monoculture harms the ecology. Correct. Now, dependence on few crops has negative consequences for human health and the ecosystem. Yes. This is known general knowledge part. Okay. Government policies regarding food planning need to okay incorporate nutritional security. This is also generally right. Correct. Now, for the present monoculture agricultural practices, farmers receive subsidies in various ways and government offers remunerative price for grains and therefore they do not need tend to consider crop diversity. Seems to be correct. All right. Now see the options. Whether 2, 3, 4 is given. Tell me.
No, sir.
2, 3, 4 is not given. The most probable answer is this. Correct. Even if you are considering this, now let's read the passage. Yes. Now tell me whether this statement, the assumption in this statement is relevant to this passage somewhere, anywhere.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Anywhere. Like are they mentioning about government policies or
No.
subsidies, right? So by options we are coming to this. Okay. Otherwise, by reading the passage also this is wrong. This is already wrong, correct? Even after reading the passage, and this is right. Any doubt? Any
No,
doubt in
sir.
this question? Now, moving to the next question. Do this question very fast. Assumptions? Correct. Tell me which one can be eliminated? Let's read. Global warming is causing spring to come early and for longer duration. According to my general knowledge, yes, it is happening. Early spring and longer period of spring is not good for bird population. Yes, I think it is right. I don't know. Now I am going back to the passage. Scientists studied the vertical vernal window transition period from winter to the growing season. They found that warmer winters with less snow resulted in longer lag time between the spring events and more protracted vernal window. One is right, correct? This change in the spring timetable has ecological, social, and economic consequences for agriculture, fisheries, and tourism. As the ice melts earlier, the birds don't return, causing a delay or lengthening in springtime ecological events. Now they are mentioning about the birds. Now tell me about the statement 2, whether it is right or wrong by reading the passage. What do you understand whether this assumption is correct or incorrect?
Correct, maybe.
Correct, sir.
If it is correct, why it is correct? Yes, Kamlesh. Why it is correct?
Sir, most of the bird species migrate for the reproduction.
In the passage you talk. In the passage, tell me the lines or way which can tell this statement is right or this assumption is right. Very important question.
Sir, last two line.
Last two
The
lines.
birds don't return.
As the ice melts earlier, the birds don't return. Okay,
Hmm.
causing a delay or lengthening in springtime ecological events. Tell me, birds don't return. If birds are not returning, are they getting harmed? Essentially, is it necessary? What they are saying, it is not good. Tell me. It is causing a delay. It doesn't mean that they don't return for like all time. They are returning, but they are delaying their return. In the passage, is anywhere they have mentioned that birds are getting harmed in their reproduction or anything else.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So that's why this statement is wrong. Now, even if you don't know, if you are confused whether it is right or wrong, see, this is a negative statement. And here, no such negative statement with respect to harm to the bird population. It is just talking about delay and not returning of the birds on the time. Okay. So negative statements generally are wrong. Generally, I'm saying in the assumption-based question. Let's see another question. Tell me this.
Sir, both are wrong.
Both are wrong according to our first reading.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now read the passage. Now read the passage. You will come to know. Don't mark it until you read the passage. Yes. What do you understand by reading the passage? Does any statement looks to be right? Whenever you're reading for the first time the question, always look for such extreme words. Confirm those extreme words with the passage. If you do not found such extremity in the passage, obviously they are wrong. Both are wrong. What could be the answer? Neither one or two. Now, moving to the next question. Do this.
The prima facie first appears to be right and second one is wrong.
Second one is prima facie wrong. Any doubt, people? Any doubt? You read the statements well, you'll come to know. India needs a new generation of urban professionals with knowledge relevant to modern urban practices. Okay. Balance statement, no extreme word. Indian universities at present have no capacity or potential to impart training. Okay. It is talking negative about the Indian universities. All right. Now read the passage again. You will come to know. Today, if we consider cities such as New York, London, and Paris as some of the most iconic cities in the world, it is because plans carrying a heavy system approach were imposed on their precepts. The backbone of the systems theory is the process of translating social, spatial, and cultural desirables into mathematical models using computing statistics, optimization, and algorithmic way of formulating and solving problems. The early universities of the West, which began to train professionals in planning, spawned some of the most ingenious planners who were experts in these domains. This was because these were subjects were absorbed into the planning curriculum that had its roots in the social sciences, geography, and architecture. Planning in India and its education differ from the West. Any way of this statement is mentioned here? Tell me.
No, sir.
You also read that? This is not at all assumed, but this is assumed. How this is assumed? Which line first? First is assumed.
Sir, engineers, planners who were expert in these domains.
Hmm.
There also the
Just give
systems
them.
approach is something which is knowledge relevant to modern urban practice.
That is one. See, planning in India and its education differ from the West. What does it mean? In India, these things are not practicing it, correct? Because it is differing,
Yes, sir.
right? It is not completely in practice in India. So, what India should do? It is assumed that India needs a new generation of urban professional with knowledge relevant to modern urban practice. What is that modern urban practice? Is this systems approach. Okay. Is it synchronizing with the passage message? Now, whether this is assumed, Indian universities as present have no capacity or potential to impart training in system approach. What they are saying,
No, sir.
planning in India differs. It is not saying in India there is no at all planning. The differ can be 10%, 20%, 50%, 60%, 90%, correct? The gap can be 50%. That can be breached. That doesn't mean that Indian universities at present have no capacity or potential to impart training in the systems approach. Okay, so this is wrongly assumed. Answer is only one. Do this now. Prima facie, which is right, which is wrong.
So both appears to be wrong.
Okay, according to you, both appears to be wrong. Other people,
Uh, दूसरा स्टेटमेंट सही है। मतलब मैं
दूसरा स्टेटमेंट सही लग रहा है आपको, ठीक है। Yes, other people. Yes, Nancy, first statement is right or wrong? Wrong. No. Now, when I was solving this question, assumptions. For effective school education, parents have greater role than the governments. I do not find any extreme word. I consider it as right prima facie. Okay, I have not gone into the depth whether the parents have or not. All right, that was my approach because this is a question based on the particular passage. The passage can address one issue that parents should have the greater role. So considering that, I have considered this as right, but I don't know. I have to read the passage. School curriculum that conforms to today's requirements and is uniform for entire. Entire is extreme word. Entire country may address the issues brought out. Now tell me whether the centralized education should be practiced or decentralized education according to the regional needs should be practiced. According to your general knowledge,
Sir, decentralized.
Decentralized,
Decentralized.
situation
it is saying
specific.
uniform. It is centralizing. So prima facie it is wrong. Even if you don't know, don't think so much. It is using entire extreme word. Okay, prima facie it is wrong. Now, for the first statement, I have to read the passage again, whether the parents have greater role or not. Let's read the passage. By the time children reach class 8, the bulk of them tend to be in the age of range 13 years to 15 years. But in our country, about a quarter of all children in the class 8 struggle with reading simple text, and more than half are still unable to do basic arithmetic operations like division. Every year, about 25 million young boys and girls from elementary school move into the life that lies for them beyond compulsory schooling. They cannot enter the workforce, at least in an organized sector, till they are 18. For many families, these children are the first from their families ever to get this far in school. Parents and children expect that such graduates from school will go on to high school and college. What parents are expecting? This. Hardly anyone wants to go back to agriculture. On the other hand, abilities in terms of academic competencies are far lower than they should be, even based on the curricular expectation of class 8. Now tell me, for effective school education, parents have greater role than the governments, whether anywhere this is assumed or mentioned in the passage. The only mention of the parents is here. Parents and children expect that such graduates from school will go on to high school and college. Does that mean that parents should have a greater role? No.
No, sir.
Correct?
No,
So
sir.
that's why the both statements are wrong. This is obviously there is not assumption at all this because we already eliminated this, right? Still you can find this.
सर जो सेकंड स्टेटमेंट है जैसे ऐसा assumption है मतलब ऐसा पूर्व धारणा होती है तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग से दूसरा सही होना चाहिए फिर
आप एक काम मुझे बताइए बस ये स्टेटमेंट मैं अभी निकाल रहा हूँ
हाँ
ठीक है नाउ टेल मी
हाँ
why this assumption is required to ensure the passage crux. What is the crux of the passage? Tell me what is the crux of the passage? Hmm? If you know the crux, then this statement should be wrong. See, what they are saying simply, they cannot enter the workforce at least in the organized sector till they are 18. But when they are 15, they don't know how to read. Okay, but at 15, they are completing their school. So when they are about to enter the high schools, they don't know how to read. So how they are going to get a job? So only the compulsory schooling is not the solution. And what does the compulsory schooling means? Uniformity, right? One of the connotation is this. Everyone has to go compulsorily, correct? That is the meaning. That's why the statement is wrong. Now, let's do this question. Yes, prima facie, which is right.
First
Which
one is
wrong.
wrong.
First one is wrong.
Second seems to be correct.
Second is seems to be correct. Any other view?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The horrors of modern life are the inevitable result of the progress of science. Extreme word, inevitable, correct?
Yes, sir.
The aspect of truth likely to be balanced, overlooked, in that science is what man has made it. Balanced, looking balanced, no extreme word, or is there any extreme word?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is there any extreme word? Please tell. No. Now read the passage. Giving you the 1 minute. Just read the passage. Tell me whether the statement 2 is correct and why the statement 1 is wrong. So, have you read the passage? See, this line, the horrors of my modern life are the inevitable result of the progress of science. Whether the examiner has assumed this. If he could have assumed this, why could he ask the question? अगर उसने assume किया है और assume करने के बाद ये पैसेज लिखा है तो उसने क्वेश्चन क्यों पूछा है फिर से? Going against the logic, is this the inevitable result of the progress of science? ये पूछ रहा है वो और खुद ही कह रहा है कि नहीं, the horrors of modern life are the inevitable result of the progress of science. So this is wrong. Now, aspect of truth likely to be overlooked is that science is what man has made it. Science and mankind cannot be divorced from time to time as man's convenience. Easy to overlook the relationship between science and mankind. What does it mean? The science and man cannot be divorced. Science is what mankind has made. Even with our general knowledge, this is correct. And according to passage also, it is correct. What is the answer? Two only. To this question. I'm a PC. Which is wrong or which is right?
Both are right. Seems like both are
Sir,
right.
both
like
seems
both
to
are
be right.
Now read the passage. Now read the passage. Yes. Whether the first is right according to the passage? Why it is right? Researchers have discovered that melting water from the giant icebergs, which contains iron and other nutrients, supports it to unexpectedly high levels of phytoplankton growth. What it is saying? Giant icebergs have bearing on primary productivity and food chains in the southern oceans. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, second, the melting of giant icebergs can produce climate change effects. See, this is the effect of climate change only. Correct? And impact world fisheries. Tell me about this statement. It is right.
Sir, nothing is mentioned about fisheries.
Yes, nothing is mentioned in the about fishing, but we are considering your assumption. Whether the impact on fisheries would be there or not, if the phytoplankton growth
Sir,
is there,
yes, phytoplanktons basically belongs from primary food chain, so fisheries might get impacted.
might get impacted. Assumed, whether it is assumed or not.
Yes.
What does it mean? What happens now? Like general knowledge, GS question I'm asking. If the phytoplankton, if the climate change is there, phytoplankton growth is higher or lower because of the melting of glacier?
Will be higher.
It will be higher. What happens to the fisheries production?
They will proportionately rise.
Proportionately rise because fisheries eat the phytoplanktons.
Phytoplankton.
Correct. So there is an impact, and that to positive impact, not the negative. It will disrupt
Yes,
the
sir.
food chain, no doubt. Correct. But fisheries will be get impacted. That's why the answer could be C. And this is assumption. This is not the crux, or this is not the passage you want to infer. This. Apart from that, is there any extreme statement you are finding here?
No, sir.
Right? That's why.
No, sir.
Yeah. This one. Am I thinking this is wrong?
Sir, first one seems to be right and
Second
second wrong.
statement seems extreme.
Okay. Any other opinion in this regard? Yes. Any other opinion? Okay. The author of the passage believes that flowers are creations of nature's luxury. Seems to be right, no extreme word. Okay. The author of the passage does not believe in the usefulness of flowers except as things of beauty. Even with your general knowledge, this is wrong. And this is also extreme. Correct? The second seems to be wrong. What could be the possible answer? One only. Right? Possible answer. Let's read the passage. Yes, have read. Now tell whether the one is right or wrong.
Sir, one is wrong.
Why it is wrong?
Sir, it is not a creation of nature's luxury.
Yes, sir, one is wrong.
Yes, it is not the creature of nature's luxury. Then who created it? Okay, it is not nature's luxury. Neither it was created by man. Okay, what man did here, what we call a flower's beauty is merely a byproduct and a human invention. The perfume is not there to please us. It pleases us because it is there. Okay, we call that smell as perfume. Even if you do not call that smell as perfume, it will be there. So it is not man's creation. It is already been there. Now, why it is not nature's luxury? Why it is not a product of nature? What do you understand by nature's luxury? Okay, we don't have that much time in the examination hall. I'm just telling you. You can seriously make it wrong and move away with the T answer. See, the insect carries the pollen from flower to flower so that pollen is not carried away by wind and thus not wasted. Correct? If I consider nature means a wind naturally blowing, but insect is also part of nature. Now here overthinking will happen. Now get to the general idea. Whether the author is believing that this is a nature's luxury or not. That is the general idea. Author is not believing such. Author is simply saying it is human invention. Okay, that's why this question. Tell me which is prima facie right and which is wrong.
Sir, first seems wrong.
Sir, first seems to be wrong.
Yes, sir, first is wrong.
The second seems to be correct.
Need to para, correct? No country needs to depend on. With your general knowledge, this is wrong. Resources countries used to share their resources with those of scant resources so as to prevent the degradation of ecosystem. What can be the answer? Two, right?
Sir, second may be wrong.
Second may be right. Why it is wrong? Why it may be wrong?
They have not written resource-rich country or something. They have written just developing or developing.
No, at the prima facie.
Prima facie, obviously, who appears to be right.
I'm asking just prima facie. We haven't just moved to this passage. After reading the passage, we'll come to know. Prima facie it is correct. Need to बोल रहा है. No extreme word is there, right? Now you can move to the passage. Then we'll decide whether it is right or not. Correct? Maintaining an ecosystem just to conserve biodiversity will affect its commercial potential as well as livelihood dependent on the ecosystem. There is also a conflict between using an ecosystem only for livelihoods, for commercial exploitation, or strictly for conservation. Deforestation caused due to commercial exploitation will lead to the indirect harm like floods, siltation problems, and macroclimatic instability, apart from adversely affecting livelihoods depending on forest. These conflicts are particularly acute in developing countries where the dependence of people of the ecosystem is significant and commercial exploitation has potential. Anywhere they have mentioned, like Ashutosh said, resource-rich countries, or anywhere they mention need to share their resources, or anywhere
sir.
they have assumed this. Although the statement looks to be right, but they have not assumed anywhere.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about first statement? This is obviously
Wrong.
incorrect.
Yes,
Correct?
sir.
What should be the answer?
D.
Now, tell me this.
Sir, both seems to be right.
Any other opinion? Yes, Rivintu.
Yes, sir. Both seems to be right, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Yes, Sumitra.
सर पहला वाला जो ऑप्शन है वो मतलब मेरे को लग रहा है कि नहीं होना चाहिए सही।
Okay, no problem. ठीक है, देखते हैं. Part dependent green investment will eventually most likely benefit growth. Okay, as well as public finances in the country like India. नहीं पता है, देखते हैं. Correct भी हो सकता है, incorrect भी हो सकता है, वो देखेंगे. If other green technologies follow the same pattern as that of solar energy, there will be most likely be an easy green transition. Let's see this. The history of renewable energy suggests there is a steep learning curve, meaning that as more is produced, costs fall rapidly because of economics of scale and learning by doing. The firm's green innovation is path dependent. The more a firm does, the more it is likely to do in the future. The strongest evidence for this is the collapse of the price of solar energy, which became about 90% cheaper during the 2010s, repeatedly beating forecast. Moving early and gradually gives economies more time to adjust, allowing them to reap the benefits of the part-dependent green investment without much disruption. A late, more chaotic transition is costlier. Now, coming to the first statement after reading the passage. Part-dependent green investment will eventually most likely benefit growth as well as public finances in a country like India. This is assumption. Let's try to connect this part-dependent green investment, whether it will benefit country like India. Firms' green innovation is part-dependent. What they are saying here, the part-dependent green investment without much disruption. Now, moving early and gradually gives economies more time to adjust, allowing them to reap the benefits. Okay, what is the benefit? The growth benefit. How they have indicated the growth benefit, how they have indicated the public finances. The example of solar energy. Price of
सोलर
solar
एनर्जी।
energy 90% cheaper. Correct?
यस।
So this seems to be a right assumption. Correct? Any doubt? Now, if other green technologies follow the same pattern as that of solar energy, there will most likely be an easy green transition. Tell me which line connotes this assumption in the passage. Anyone? Now see this. Moving early and gradually gives economies more time to adjust, allowing them to reap the benefits of the part-dependent green investment without much disruption. Okay, the benefits should also include the benefit of easy green transition that can be assumed along with the
Yes, sir.
growth as well as saving the public finances. Okay, this is one. Secondly, if other green technologies they have like given solar energy as an example,
Yes, sir.
correct? Now, suppose you have an example of the toppers. If you follow the topper strategy, most likely you are going to get selected.
Yes, sir.
Can I assume that? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt here?
नो
This seems
सर।
to be correct. And this is already correct. What could be the answer? Both 1 and 2. Is there an extreme word? in both the statements?
No, sir.
So it became easy.
Yes, sir.
Now this. Do this very fast.
Sir, first seems to be more correct.
What about second?
Second also prima facie seems to be correct.
Any other opinion here? Both appear correct. Okay, Nancy. Now read the
सर
passage.
सेकंड सही है.
Read the passage. Yes. Tell me about the first and second statement, which is wrong now.
Sir, second is wrong.
Second is wrong. Why it is wrong?
Sir, because there is no mention about there is a difference, a different effect. Extreme.
What? Yes, exactly. Effect of climate change are much more severe. Anywhere in the passage, is it assumed that they are severe for coastal and mountainous region? See, here they are mentioned, but they
सर
have
मेंशन
mentioned
है
it
और
mentioned along with the districts that are drier, like drought-prone districts, mentioned along with the Himalayan regions, mentioned along with the peninsular India, correct?
yes sir.
So it is not much more only in the severe coastal and mountainous region. It is like uniformly spreading across the regions, like Himalayan, peninsular, coastal, offshore regions. Got it? But
Yes sir.
they are pointing out only coastal and mountainous region, not other regions. Any doubt? First is right.
No sir.
Why first is right?
Sir, because there is mention about offshore areas has a great opportunity to harnessing wind power.
Correct. So green energy production can be linked to climate change mitigation and adaptation strategy. These various aspects need to be considered for developing clear and sustainable goals for the future. Okay. Okay. Assumption based, we have done. Now let's see this five. Now you people just tell me whether it is incorrect, correct. What is the issue? Read this. Assumption based question. This is the analysis. Most valid assumption, underlying assumption, crucial assumption. These are the keywords they are using. Demand, an unstated premise. What is it? Unstated. They are not stating exactly in the passage. Something the author must believe to be true to draw their conclusion. This is the meaning of assumption. We have seen that. If false, the argument collapses. Correct? Now, what is the trap? क्या होता है ट्रैप इसमें? क्या देखा हमने? ऑप्शंस जनरली जो होते हैं वो लॉजिकल कंक्लूजन्स होते हैं इन्फरेंसेस rather than assumptions. हमने देखा ये?
Yes, sir. Bird wala
Yes.
question.
Bird वाला क्वेश्चन. This one. This was more a inference, not a assumption.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Again, this one, which you can say this is also an inference or a suggestion, but not the assumption. You're getting it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, moving to the next phase of the questions. Those are easy questions compared to assumption. Assumption wala question, any doubts before we move to the next questions? Open your mics and the people who are sitting in the library can ask on the chat. Have you got the clarity with respect to the assumption questions?
Yes, sir.
Other people, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Ayush? Aizal? Yes, Shubham? Now, what is your job? Your job is to take out the print of the previous year papers, practice this, whatever I taught you. Find the extreme word, prima facie, which is
Okay,
correct,
sir.
which is wrong. Okay. Then go back to the passage, read the passage, then try to link the statements with the passage. That you can do. And that exercise should be done every day, like 2:30 to 3:30. 1 hour you can give. And believe me, if you do this for 15 days, RCs won't be a big problem for you. You can even score 27 out of 27. Let's go to the other questions. Now, which one of the following statements best reflects most rational, practical, and immediate action? Okay, required to ensure fair and equitable allocation of water to different stakeholders. These keywords are very important. Okay, a national pragmatic legal policy framework for water allocation should be made possible. All river systems of the country should be linked and huge aquifers created. Is this practical?
No, sir.
Not
Even if
also
it is practical,
immediate.
even if it is practical, is it immediate?
No, sir.
Can it be done 1 or 2 years?
No, sir.
Prima facie it is wrong. Water channels between regions of water surplus and regions of water deficit should be created. Is it practical? Somewhat it is practical,
Yes, sir.
but is it immediate?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, it seems to be rational. This is also seems to be rational, but they are not practical and they are not immediate. To mitigate water crisis, water demand of sectors such as agriculture and industry should be reduced. Is this rational?
No.
Tell me. It is practical, no doubt.
Yes, sir.
We can do that. But is this rational?
No, sir.
Why it is not rational? Just think with whatever the knowledge you have. Why it is not rational? Yes, Udeshri, tell me why it is not rational. Very simple reason is that to mitigate the water crisis, if we stop water to the agriculture and industry, what will happen to the food security? What will happen to the manufacturing? What will happen to the jobs to the people who are living in urban areas?
Yes, sir.
Although this is the easiest option, Correct, but this is not rational option.
Yes, sir. Severe economic consequences.
Correct. So that's why prima facie it is also wrong. Which is the only option remaining? This can be the answer. Now read the passage. Yes. Tell me the answer.
Sir, A.
A. Why A? How can you link with the passage? See, we already derived the answer as A.
Yes, sir. Sir, last 7 lines of the passage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Allocating fair share of water to them requires assessment based on objective criteria. Okay. Demand efficiency of the projected future is while ensuring the environmental needs of the river. Right? How it is water allocation? 1. Okay. Pragmatic. Correct. Assessment they are talking. This is pragmatic. Correct. One more line is there. Key to ensuring balance between competing demands of various stakeholders is a basin-based approach to allocate water amongst constituent regions and states. A national pragmatic legal and policy framework for water allocation. See, matching with the passage,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
but already we derived the answer. I'm just confirming it with again with reconfirming it with the passage. This question.
Sir, A and D seems to be wrong. MFPC.
Okay, let's read it. Which one of the following statement best reflects most logical and rational message? Most logical and rational conveyed by the author. Adaptation to climate change and mitigation response are basically the responsibilities of the government. Okay, seems to be incorrect because it is not the responsibility of the only government. Correct. Climate change
Yes,
causes a change in government policies regarding land use patterns in the country. Yes, possible. Risk perceptions of farmers are important for motivating them for taking adaptation decisions. No extreme work possible. Since
yes,
mitigation is not possible, government should come up with policies for quick response to climate change. This is talking negatively.
yes, sir. Galat.
Hmm. Now, to find the answer between these two, go back to the passage, read the passage.
Sir, I think C.
सर सी सैट सही है.
Yes, what is the answer? Other guys?
सी.
C.
Anyone with the B answer? Right, answer is C.
No.
Why it is C? Kamlesh, why it is C?
Sir, last 4 lines clearly indicate that.
However, this is not always enough for adaptation. It is important how farmer perceives the risk associated with the climate change. Risk perception of farmers. Matching?
Yes, sir.
Okay. To this question. Prima facie, tell me which is right or wrong.
Sir, D should be wrong.
Any other?
सर थोड़ा सा टाइम चाहिए क्योंकि मेरे को क्वेश्चन ढूंढना पड़ता है हिंदी पे.
ठीक. Other people, please answer.
सर ए और डी दोनों गलत लग रहे हैं मेरे को.
चलो देखते हैं. पैसेज पढ़ना. What is the answer?
सी.
C is the one answer.
Sir, B.
B is another answer.
हैं?
Yes, other people. Shubham B. Yes, answer.
Sir, B.
B. Why C is wrong? Correct. They are just 1%.
Yes, sir.
If you are not banning the fuels or car tax arbitrarily is not proper. Again, C is wrong. Correct? Now, why D is wrong? Yes, why D is wrong? Answer is B, no doubt. But we have to eliminate D first.
So they are not mentioned about laws.
There is no mention of laws, or they are not mentioned absence of laws.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
यस सर सर सी क्यों गलत है
That's why it is wrong. बता तो दिया. देखो, vehicles more than 15 years old comprise 1%. ओके. अगर मान लो उस व्हीकल ने पीरियोडिक पोल्यूशन टेस्ट नहीं किया है, ठीक है, तब भी अगर तुम उसको ये कर रहे हो बैन, फिर भी गलत कर रहे हो. फिर भी अगर उस पे उससे मन नहीं भरा, diesel engines produce more than PM 2.5 and less CO2 than petrol or CNG engines. On the other hand, both diesel and CNG engines produce more NOx than petrol engines. No one has measured the amount of NOx and CNG engines are emitting. Arbitrary bans on vehicles that have passed mandatory fitness tests and periodic pollution tests are unfair. क्या चाहिए उसकी जगह? हमें चाहिए scientific and reliable information about the source of pollutants. हमें पता ही नहीं है कि वो व्हीकल कितना एमिट कर रही है, तो क्या फायदा है उसको बैन करके? Got it?
यस
That's why C is wrong. Why A is wrong? Arbitrary curbs on vehicles to reduce pollution are difficult to implement. Is there any talk about the implementation? They are not talking about the implementation. Okay, implementation is happening, but the banning itself is wrong. Okay, now only
Yes,
option
sir.
left is option B. So in this way, you have to bring up the answer. It is not that you are just deriving the B and you are ignoring other options. See why the other options are wrong, and this will come after the practice. Now solving this question, following are empathetically conveyed. See, this word is very important, empathetically, by the author. Without science, mankind could not have continued to exist till today, right? It is the science that will ultimately determine the destiny of mankind. What do you think? Extreme or practical? Or it is empathetically conveyed?
Sir, it will look like practical as well as extreme.
Correct. Now read the passage.
सर किस ईयर का क्वेश्चन है ये
23 का होगा. 24 का होगा. Exactly मैंने डाला नहीं. Okay, Nancy, second is extreme. Okay. Okay, no problem. Just check out. Read the passage and tell me the answer. Yes, what is the answer? What is the answer?
Sir, I think it is D.
Sir, D.
Any other answer?
Sir, D.
D.
Sir, D.
I used to explain why D answer. Let's explain why D answer.
Sir, there is no mention like mankind could not have continued to exist till today without science. And sir, in second statement, it is not science; it is a mankind. How he can use science that determine destiny of mankind, not a science itself.
Yes. Is it mentioned in the passage?
What, sir?
Whatever you are saying is mentioned in the passage.
Like there are some conflicts, international conflicts like this.
Yes. Any other explanation based on the passage?
Sir, the author himself in the last line is giving an open-ended question, like the inevitable result of progress of science, or does the fault lies elsewhere? So the second statement gets is wrong according to it.
Yes.
And
According to this line, this second statement is right. Yes. First statement, Neeraj.
sir, despite science, mankind could have continued till date. That's-
Yes. Even without the science, the humans were there before as well. Correct? Now read the first line. History of science is the real history of mankind. Real history, not the history. History of science is not equal to history of mankind. But according to the author's view, it is the real history. It doesn't mean that if science was not there, it doesn't mean that humans should not survive without the science. We can survive without the science, correct?
Yes.
Without science, mankind could not have.
Yes, sir.
Both the statement have like extreme word not is there, ultimately is there.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Even if you don't know, correct? Prima facie you can make it wrong. But the essence of the statement was right somewhere based on our knowledge. After reading the passage, we'll come to know that both are wrong again. Correct? Solve the question number 33. You have to read the passage. Here you cannot eliminate.
Can see.
Sir, C.
Sir, C.
Okay, C is the answer. Any doubt? Any other answer? Okay, easy question this is. Okay. Now this one. Question number 71. Most logical, rational, and crucial message. This is very important. We must use UPI exclusively. WPI exclusively. Extreme,
Yes, sir.
MFSC wrong. The present calculation of inflation rate does not correctly measure price rise of individual. Possible? Yes. Inflation data underrepresents services in the consumption basket. Possible. Knowledge of inflation rate is not really of any use. MFSC incorrect. Now
Incorrect.
between these two, correct? Between these two, we have to find the answer. Read the passage. Yes, what is the answer? It is easy.
B.
Yes.
Option B, sir.
Option B. Mhm. Anyone with C option? Yes. Nancy. Neeraj. Pawan. Riya. Shubham. What is the answer? Shubham, you are seeing C. Okay, B. Yes. Now see. Read this line. Have you got it now? Why the B is right?
Sir, B.
Any doubt? Any confusion? Okay. Most logical, rational, crucial. Now, if they have used the not, that doesn't mean that this is extreme. Understand the meaning of the statement. Okay. This is implying this. Okay. Now, next. Prima facie this is incorrect. Yes.
All the
Which
prima
one is
facie
incorrect?
correct.
Prima facie all the correct. Now read the passage.
Is it B?
Sir, B.
B. Any other answer? Any other answer? B. Why B is the answer? See, nutrition is mentioned here like multiple times. Okay. Any doubt in this question? Shall I move to the next? No doubts? Yes. Do the question number 1 and question number 41. Do the question number 1 first.
Sir, one seems to be incorrect. B seems to be correct.
Sir, D also incorrect. Sir, D, not B.
Sir, D seems to be incorrect. Sir, C seems to be correct.
Now read the passage.
Sir, is it B?
Sir, C.
Answer.
Sir, C.
Yes. Any other answer? Any other answer? Why the answer is C, first of all? Ayush,
Sir, it has mentioned about the conflict and
imbalance. Where do you find the mention in the passage about the conflict and imbalance? Answers. Tell me why it is C, why it is B. Now let me take it. Okay. Conservation of biodiversity is not an issue of worried about when people live in. This is wrong. And also, this is wrong according to the passage. Commercial exploitation of forest goes against the fundamental rights of the people dependent on forest for food and shelter. Let's see this. There is also conflict between using an ecosystem only for livelihoods, for commercial exploitation, or strictly for conservation. The conflict they are talking about here in between this livelihood, commercial exploitation, and conservation. Deforestation caused due to commercial exploitation will lead to indirect harm like floods, siltation problems, and macroclimatic instability. What the B is saying, commercial exploitation of forest goes against the fundamental rights of the people, dependent on the forest and food and shelter, adversely affecting livelihoods dependent on forest. Which are the livelihood? People living in the forest. Correct? Adversely affecting. Correct? These conflicts are particularly acute in developing countries where the dependence of people on the ecosystem is significant and commercial exploitation has the potential to boost the national income. Why answer C is right? How do you find answer C as right? They are asking critical message conveyed. In both of these two, which is the critical message? Yes. Kamlesh?
Sir, I think it is B.
Are you sure you have given C answer, right? Why it is C?
So I thought it is not talking about fundamental rights. So
Okay, you thought it is
इसीलिए
not
बी
talking
गलत
about the
होगा
fundamental right.
सर बी गलत होगा क्योंकि फंडामेंटल राइट्स पैसेज में नहीं दिया
Okay, correct.
और
Fundamental
सर
rights नहीं दिया है. Then
सी
ये क्यों
इसलिए
correct है?
सही है सर क्योंकि सर इकोसिस्टम भी खराब होगा और लिवलीहुड भी खराब होगी दोनों प्रॉब्लम मिलकर उस चीजों को खराब कर देंगे ऐसा
See, what you people are missing is one message. What is that one keyword you are missing? I took a lot of time for this question just because I want you people to think. Critical message conveyed. Okay. Now suppose I say to you, any one of you, that you need to revise very hard. What does it imply? What is the message I am giving to you indirectly with respect to your preparation level? You need to revise very hard for multiple times. Am I saying like that you are not yet prepared?
Yes, sir.
So that is the message I'm giving. Correct. And that message is not mentioned in my tone or the words. Got it? Message means something which is implicit, not the explicit. Option B is explicit in the passage. Option B is right according to the passage. But what they have asked is message, not the inference or the crux or the corollary. What they have asked is the message. You got it? Why C is right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The option C is right because of the this word critical message. And this seems to be critical. Critical means in-depth thinking. And this is a simple statement as it is taken from the passage. Okay, that's why answer C is correct. Now 41. Which of the following statements best reflect the most logical and rational inferences that can be made from the passage? Logical, rational, and inferences here. Okay. In conventional classroom learning, the central goal is the duration of learning rather than attainment of competence. Possible? Conventional classroom encourage one-size-fits-all approach and stamp out all differentiation. I don't know. Seems to be possible. Now read the passage.
So both seems to be right.
Both seems to be right. Yes, other.
सर सेकंड वाला गलत लग रहा है क्योंकि लिखा है उस पे स्टैम्प आउट ऑल डिफरेंशिएशन जो भी है वो उसका हिंदी का अलग है तो वो जैसा आप बोलते हैं ना एक्सट्रीम तो वो लग रहा है मेरे को
Yes. So according to you, answer is one only, right?
यस सर
Any other?
Yes, sir, one only.
Neeraj? Let's read. Conventional classroom, by emphasizing fixed duration over learning effectiveness, resign themselves to be variable outcomes. Correct? Emphasizing fixed duration over learning effectiveness. Learning the central duration of learning rather than attainment of competency. First is correct in the first three lines. The tyranny of the classroom is that every learner is subjected to the same set of lectures in the same way for the same duration. In the end, the few learners shine. Some survive. The rest are left behind. After the fixed duration, the classroom models moves on, with not a thought spared for those who left behind. This is how we end up with 10% employability in our graduates after a decade and half of formal education. Repeating the same intellectual script in the realm of skill education will not produce different results. Now, see, second step, conventional classroom encourage one size fits approach. This is right. This up to this is right.
यस सर
Okay. And stamp out all differentiation. What does it mean? It means that one size fits like silver bullet approach. Read these lines. The tyranny of the classroom is that every learner is subjected to the same set of lectures.
यस सर
Same means they are removing the differentiation.
यस
Correct. In the same way for the same duration. No differentiation at all. So this is also correct. Conventional classroom are stamping out the differentiation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So answer should be both. And this is the inference directly given in the test.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, these two questions. We'll wrap up after this. $51. Yes.
Sir, B.
See, passage is very small. You can read it. Correct? After reading the question.
Sir, B.
Yes. What is the question?
Suggestion.
Suggestion.
Correct? Which is the broader suggestion? B is the broader suggestion.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Other options are not wrong, but they're asking about the suggestion. Correct? That's why answer is B. Any doubt? This is also right.
No, sir.
This is also right, but the broader is this. Carbon sequestration. Now, question number 53.
Sir, B.
Yes, what is the answer? Yes, what is the answer? Answer is C. Why the answer is C?
सर क्योंकि बी सही इसलिए है क्योंकि ना सी से ज्यादा वो रिफ्लेक्ट कर रहा है साइंटिफिक मतलब एक सेकंड सर बता रहे
So defense against insect predators.
फिर से एक्सप्लेन करना है।
Sir, it is written that they can induce the plant to turn off its defense against insect predators. So it is
Yes,
can be used as a pesticide.
yes. Tell me whether this is mentioned antimicrobial. Or it is like conveyed anywhere.
Sir, the last lines.
Yes, sir. I also think that the bacteria, sir.
The find could throw new light on compounds associated with the plant response to pathogens like fungi or bacteria. The find could throw new light on the compounds associated with plant response to pathogens like fungi and bacteria. What does it mean? It's very short passage, but very confusing, right?
Yes, sir.
यस सर
That's what I said. They're making it short, but they are making it critical. Let's read the question. Evolution has endowed caterpillars that feed on corn with a unique ability. Endowed caterpillars that feed on corn with unique ability. They can induce the plant to turn off the defense against insect predators.